Om Jnana Timirantasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Gopa Gopinath means Krishna, who is the Lord of the Gopas, the cowherd boys, and the Gopis, the cowherd girls. Shamakund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan, a self-expansion. As are Sri Vrindavan Dham and all the other dhams. Gangamai, Yamunamai means Ganga and Yamuna rivers, who are considered as mothers. The word Mai refers to them as mothers. Bhakti Devi means the personality of devotion. Tulsi Devi. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda means assembled, and Bhakta Vrinda means all the devotees. So it means all, Samaveta Bhaktivinoda means all glories to the assembled devotees. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki jai means all glories to the assembled devotees. And Gaura Premanande Hari Bol means say the names of Hari in love of, in the ecstasy of love of Gauranga. That's all. This is in English. This is the English form of Samaveta Bhaktivinoda. So Prabhupada introduced this. It's very nice. You may say it twice. Sometimes Prabhupada said it twice. Generally, he said it 3 times. After actually, it is Gaur Premanande that Prabhupada, he didn't say that. He used to say at the end, "Thank you very much." But it's more traditional to say that. It's more traditional to say that, Gaur Premanande. Actually, the Gaur Premanande, that should come at the end of everything, because it's the crescendo at the end. Although usually we say Gaur Premanande and then all glories to the assembled devotees. Next subject, modes of address. Vaishnav names are often very long. Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Parivrajaka Ashtotar Satasri Srimad Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, for instance, is a long name. Even Sannyasi's full name, Tridandi Bhikkhu Sripad Bhakti Vikasa Swami Maharaj. These are too long for ordinary usage. So a shortened form is necessary. Also, when addressing devotees, what is the formal way to address them? That is going to be discussed here. Now, different usages or different modifications of the term Sri is put before the name of anybody who is respected. Generally, in Indian culture even today, if someone is somewhat respectable, he'll be referred to as Sri. Or if a woman, Srimati. In Bengal, an older mode of address which showed some more respect was Sri Yukta. Sri means opulence, or one who has qualities. Srimati is the female form. Sri Yukta means joined. So one who has such opulences may be called Sri Yukta. An unmarried girl is called Kumari. The name is put before the name is given. Just like you'll have Sri Balabhadra Das, Srimati Lalita Devi Dasi. Like this. Now in one letter, Prabhupada said that, I'll give the reference for that letter later. For Guru, the term should be used Srila, and he explained what is the meaning of the word Srila in one conversation, which reference I'll also give, which means one who's directly seeing the Leela of the Lord. So for Paramahansa Guru, the term Srila is used. For sannyasis, I am suggesting that the term Sripad be used. For sannyasis or gurus who may not be actually directly seeing the Leela of the Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he addressed Prakashananda Saraswati at Benares with the term Sripad. Shino Sripad Iha Karan. That verse is there. We can get the reference. Then for other devotees, Sri or Sriman means someone who is on the same level as you may call Sri or Sriman, or who is junior to you. Prabhupada in that letter he gave the English terms. So these are Sanskrit terms. The English term for how one should address the Guru, His Divine Grace. And other devotees, sannyasi, His Holiness. And other devotees, His Grace. Now this is the first term in the shortened method of address. Then the longer term, one may say, the next, now just like His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, that is a shortened formal method of address. But if we approached Prabhupada or speak of him in the third person, we would usually say Srila Prabhupada, or just Prabhupada we may also say, but generally we should say Srila Prabhupada. That is more respectful. Now, if one is approaching his initiating Guru, he may refer to him as Guru Dev, Guru Maharaj. Even if the Guru is a householder, he may be called Guru Maharaj. Because as a Guru he's supposed to be sense-controlled. Maharaj means one who is king of his senses. So he may also be addressed and referred to as Guru Maharaj. According to Hari Bhakti Vilas, the term Vishnupad is used for addressing one's Guru. This means he who is at the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Other traditional titles are there that may be given, such as Bhagavat Pad, Acharya Pad. Bhagavat Pad means one who is at the lotus feet of the pure devotee, or Acharya Pad means one who is at the lotus feet of an Acharya. The usage of the word Prabhupada is a very special one, is generally given or used in connection with the very topmost devotees who have made an exceptional contribution in the matter of preaching the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore we refer to Rup Sanatan Jiva Goswami, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati and A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami all as Prabhupada. The term Guruji is over familiar and not very good. Although it's supposed to give some respect, but it's not a very good term. Sannyasis, if one is speaking to them personally, then refer to them as Maharaj. Bhakti Vikasa Maharaj. Not Swami. If you're personally speaking to them, don't say Swami. Or if you're speaking about them in their presence, don't say Swami any more than you would call someone in his presence Keshav Das. You would refer to him as Keshav Prabhu. Other devotees, brahmacharis, grihastas, vanaprasthas, are referred to as Prabhu. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 5th chapter, 11th Bhagavatam 7.5.11 purport, Prabhupada writes, as servants of the Supreme Lord, all living entities are one, but a Vaishnava, because of his natural humility, addresses every other living entity as Prabhu. A Vaishnava sees other servants to be so advanced that he has much to learn from them. Thus he accepts all other devotees of the Lord as Prabhus, masters. Although everyone is a servant of the Lord, one Vaishnava servant, because of humility, sees another servant as his master. Prabhupada says here that he sees all living entities as Prabhu. Now this specifically refers to Uttamadhikaris. Generally, sometimes you see devotees, they call everyone Prabhu, the postman, the petrol pump attendant. Prabhu is, you keep that for the devotees. Matajis also, who are initiated devotees, they may also be referred to as Prabhu. Generally they are referred to as Mataji. We may say Lalita Devi Prabhu, Lalita Mataji Prabhu. A new devotee who is not yet initiated, Prabhupada said to call them Bhakta so-and-so. So we may say Bhakta Ravi, Bhakta Robert. Sometimes before initiation, to make their name, for Western devotees, to make their names more spiritual sounding, or not Western, for anyone who doesn't have a spiritual sound, for anyone who's not an Indian practically, they may give them a spiritual nickname, just like Keshav Kevin, or Arjuna Andrew, something like that. Actually, Prabhupada explained this title, Bhakta, it's not actually for a neophyte, but it's a very great title. Just like we say Bhakta Prahlad, Bhakta Dhruva. They're great devotees. How to address any woman except one's own wife, it should be addressed as Mataji. We see in Indian culture that even a girl who's very young, maybe younger than you, maybe a very young child girl, the culture is to address her as mother, not sister. Now that's become very popularized, referring to women as sister. But this is a very dangerous thing. When I say popularized, that means in India, it's very dangerous, because towards your mother, you always maintain respect. And whereas if you accept a woman as a sister, then it means you may have a very friendly, close, equal-like relationship. So the chances of becoming intimate, if you cultivate such a relationship, is much higher. It's so strange that if you just walk up to someone on the street, or if you have some dealing with some kami woman, and you call her mother, they may find that so strange. So, at least if you don't refer to them as mother, you can at least treat them very respectfully. Of course, we don't have dealings with kami women as little as possible. Should have that. Now, women to women also in India, they call each other Mataji. And also, in India you can call any woman. It doesn't matter if she's initiated devotee or not a devotee at all. Any woman you can refer to. Of course, Mataji, that's Hindi. Different parts of India, they have different words, just like in Tamil, Amma. In Bengali, Ma. In Vedic culture, the husband refers to the wife as Devi. Doesn't say her name directly. And the wife to the husband says Swami. Or, if the husband's a devotee, which we hope he is, then she may also call him Prabhu. According to Vedic culture, which we also find mentioned by Vallabhata in conversation with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the wife never mentions the husband's name. Parents are referred to by children as Pitaji for father, Mataji for mother. This is much better than calling them daddy and mummy, as is becoming popular now in India also. Pitaji, Mataji is better because it's Vedic. Anything connected with the Vedic cultures, a better upbringing than non-Vedic. And Pitaji, Mataji implies respect also, whereas mummy, daddy may not do. To the general public, that will be different in different cultures, according to, and also to the individual, how they relate to people and how others relate to you. Mr., Mrs., Miss, Sir, all these kind of terms are there in the Western countries. In India, older people are not much addressed by the first name. If you see Prabhupada in his conversations, just like anybody else in India, he'll refer to the person by their, an older person, by their title or surname. Just like he'll call him Shetji, Thakurji, Patelji, or sometimes Dr. G, or Professor G, like that. Professor Sahib. Sahib is another suffix which gives respect. Patel Sahib. In Bengal, there are terms of respect come affection for persons on the level of one's mother or father. Just like we see the Kazi speaking with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was explaining how in our village relationship, I'm just like your uncle, so you can call me uncle, chacha. So chacha, kaka, these are different terms for uncle, for aunt. There's chachi, mummy. There's terms like didima, mashima. These are different terms. It means just like aunt and uncle. And many times you'll see also, if you visit Indian people's homes, the children, they'll refer to you as uncle or aunt. They see every older person like that. I know myself, even as a child, even people who weren't there was no blood relationship, but if they were friendly towards my mother or father, they'd be called uncle, aunt or uncle, like that. In Bengal, the woman's name is never said, her personal name. They'll always call her in reference to the eldest son. They'll call her, just say the eldest son's name is, so they'll say Prabodaya Ma. Or if the eldest son's name is Chandi, they'll say Chandi Amma. Unless she's very old, renounced Tapasvini, then they may give some other name. An old woman may be called Thakur Ma, means grandmother. Even unfamiliar people, if you don't know them, just you may call out to them, call them Ma or Didi Ma, something like this. It means mother or aunt, just like if you don't know the woman, but you see she's walking out into the road and there's a bus coming, you call out, oh Didi Ma, like this. One's older brother is referred to as, in Bengali culture, as Dada, term of respect. And someone who's on the level of an older brother, in terms of age or how you respect him, they'll be called like that also. And at the end of their name, the suffix da is put. So you'll get Nripanda, Kalida, like this. In Gujarat, everyone's name is Bhai, Jitu Bhai, Kanti Bhai, and the women, at the end of their name, they have Ben, which means sister, which actually isn't proper in proper Vedic culture. Nicknames, shortened down names. If someone's name is very long, it's like Yashomati Nandan, may be called Yasho, Goramandal Bhumi Das, may be called Gora, by those who are sufficiently close and familiar. Those who are very new devotees, they shouldn't use these shortened down names, because it indicates some familiarity. This is quite acceptable within Vaishnava society. Even Krishna has a nickname, Kanai, Radharani, Rai, Balaram, Balai. We see Jagai and Madhai in Chaitanya Lila. Their full names are Jagadananda and Madhavananda, but almost always the shortened form of their name is given. Even the name Nimai for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a nickname. In his youth he was known as Nimai Pandit. That name was given at his birth, but his real name was given as Vishvamba. But that name was hardly ever used. Obviously, if someone has a very long name, and difficult name, like Payabda Shai Vishnu, then there's one devotee in Australia called that. So, devotees, they just call him Payo. There's nothing wrong with that. In a course, in a very formal occasion, you'd use the full name. Funny nicknames are not generally used, but they may be, occasionally. Just like Prabhupada, in a mixture of joking and praise, in one letter referred to his disciple Gagamuni as Gagamani, because he was expert at collecting money. Prabhupada always used to refer to his Sanskrit assistant as Pradyumna, as Panditji. Is a mixture of, you could say, calling him Panditji was, I don't know, you can't exactly understand Prabhupada's mind. He called him Panditji. A Sanskrit scholar may be called Panditji. So he used to refer to Pradyumna as Pandit.